AJ Carey right up there as well, so that would be a fantastic start there for AJ, but here he comes. Followed by Ross Martin and Ruben Sherman Boyd on the shed.
So here we are down at Bishopscourt on the 3rd of August 2025.
So at the Hurricane then, it looks like the two of them, Storm Stacey and Cooper, just pulling away that wee bit from Taylor Morton. And of course Mike Brown as well. We'll look at the gaps and the time the next time round. Breathing away in the background.
This is a Supersport 600 race.
Absolute limit. Engines and riders. Going to be able to start to pull away from this one again. The lap record for the Supersport machines is a 107.0. That was the top. Down into 6th place now. AJ Carey is. Don't lift your head from the screen until you hard braking here. Look at Cooper. He's just closing in on Storm Stacey ever so slightly through the chicane and Ringawati. Storm Stacey has been struggling around this top half of the track for this weekend. Just look at there, Mike Brown has got right up into the away through Mike Brown, chased him on that Russell race Yamaha into 15th. Before they reach turn 1. Driving the colour, Jack Cadwell, James Bowles and Ian Smith all across the line there on the fastest lap. I want to win here. Goes to Cooper at the minute.
It's Richard Cooper.
Storm Stacey back down again in through the chicane. Fairway is one. Welcome, good folks. Don't even lift. They don't even lift their heads.
Terry Bray, O'Reilly and Mark Ash in 3rd place.
Now Robin. I'll cut you off, Robin. There's a Supersport race coming, getting on here, and it's starting to heat up. Something shocking. Storm Stacey coming on the start and finish straight. Cooper trying to get into this. And Gordon Mike Brown looks behind him, looks over his shoulder, but he stays in behind him just for now.
Are they not here now?
Backboard is a 107.0. So that's what we're looking for. We'll keep an eye on
1st place, Volkart and Stephen Daly. Well done, boys.
So Richard Cooper still chasing down Storm Stacey.
Being presented with the Scooby Cup.
Through fairways too, into Ringawati. And making our way back up to Bishopscourt. We'll see what the lap time. The gap last time was 0.2 seconds. Richard Cooper is feeling this win. He needs to win this weekend, and he's getting top right in. As he crosses the line, so the gap was 0.2. Look at Mike Brown, look at racing guy. Moves over the left hand side. He's going to try and move up the inside, is he? The Parker Transport Yamaha just has the legs over the Russell racing machine. Here, Don Gilbert, Robin Pauly, and AJ. cut on him. And Paulie says, no thank you sir, you stay where you are. Oh, look how smooth the pair of them look through Bishopscourt then. And Storm Stacey just parks that bike at Bishopscourt. Hard on the throttle again. Got a 0.1 now. Cooper up into the Cooper into the lead. Has he got the line for first place? Storm Stacey looks like he's going to ride right the outside of Richard Cooper. It doesn't appear behind the trees now. As we look further down, Don Gilbert, Rob McCullough, AJ Carey, Rob Richard Cooper on the brakes again, pumping the flames out that R6 Yamaha Storm Stacey. Richard Cooper is as close as he's ever been now through Ringawaddy. They're going to be shown the last lap flag this time round. A chance for Richard Cooper. They're closer, look at that flames. Well tucked in. A lot slower that time. That's a 1:02 for the both of them compared to the best time. Right around, he's getting the slipstream around Harbour Racing Yamaha, and he's just trying to get past. He's struggled to get the room to get past. So Morton pushing to the limit and a wee bit more. On the top. On Gilbert and Carey. Carey still in that heavy place. All across the line. Back at the leaders end. On this last lap. Half a lap to go. Storm Stacey still in the lead. Richard Cooper looks like he's dropped back ever so slightly. So will Storm Stacey go defensive? Will that allow Richard Cooper to close that gap up once again? No. So Storm Stacey out on the right line. Into the win from Richard Cooper. What a race that was now. Next for third place is Mike Brown, who's now got the better of Morton. Takes the last step of the podium over Taylor Morton. What a race between these pair. Taylor Morton got an amazing start there and he just chipped away. But the speed of that partner racing transport machine. Third for coming Dublin Gilbert, but just squeezing out Rob McCullough. Across the line. Jack Creek to the base of the control tower. That's Anthony McColgan and Jack Creek to the base of the control tower, please.
So you'll see the riders coming along.
Next up then is the Super Sport Cup for more Super Sport action. But what a win there for Storm Stacey.
Just see them coming around the inside of the track here.
A couple of cheeky wee moves there, but it just wasn't enough. Mike Brown getting the better of Taylor Morton on the last lap to take third place. Taylor Morton fourth, Rob McCullough in fifth, Don Gilbert sixth, seventh was
That's
AJ
Mike
Carey.
Brown.
Fantastic race between them three as well. William Donnelly was able to hold off Reuben Sherman Boyd, but what a result. Huge round of applause please for Richard Cooper.
Richard Cooper must have
Don't
won
forget
that.
Reuben Sherman Boyd on that 2003 ZX6 Kawasaki, and he's in the top 10 of the Super Sport racing. And here he is then, your winner of the Super Sport, Storm Stacey, and a lovely rolling burnout there for Storm. And nearly a claim to go with it.
I know, we'll see them.
Dynamop, 10th, 11th, Ross Martin, Graham, Smallwood, N12, 13th, Jack Caldwell, 14th, Simon McCullough, and Keelan Smith is 15th. You mean this is
Super
gonna be
Sport Cup
another
machines.
hot one.
So there's fans from all over the world have come to Bishopscourt today. You can see there's even people flying kites in the distance. People on quads around the track. So we're just waiting for the next race to come out. So they're just coming out of the bottom of the pit lane there. The pit lane's in the far side. You can see that wall. The pit lane's in the far side of the track. You may have watched a video of me last year.
Super Sports Pro. Get out of here.
Super Sport Pro.
Third race. Mike Brown.
Mike Brown won
Mike
the
Brown in third place. Come on up the boat.
Mike Brown won the Race of Legends at Armoy recently. Paul Jordan got man of the meeting.
Storm Stacey. Storm, any chance of getting up here?
So this is the riders coming up. They've done a warm-up lap and they're just coming up to the start and finish. I don't think Michael Dunlop's out today, but you never know. So there's the Evergreen Paul Cranston from Dungannon wearing the Tom Heron replica crash
To
helmet.
the base of the control car, please. That's Jake Creek. To the base of the control road. It's been a long day, but here we go.
So they go into a left and then a right-hander, and then they head on over to another right-hander, and then they come up the back straight. There's a couple of S-bends up the back straight, and then they come around the top here.
So in through the turpin, out the other side, in through Deegan's, and then fairways, that really fast left-hander, and a wee bit of short shifting as the champagne gets popped behind us here. So Richard Cooper winning the Super Sport overall throughout the weekend from Storm Stacey and Mike Brown. So in through Ringawati then. Oh, look at Brett McCallum. Brett McCallum just had the shot all right the outside of Ian Hardy up through into Dunsport. He's able to hold the line, so a bit of a cheeky move there, but it was a clean one. Better start than the last race, so William Young is going to go Rick Collin then in the lead left one. Having a look there, not Ian Wardy, that's William Young. So William Young now up into second place and pushing on Brett McCallum.
So it's, I think that's Philip McCallum's son.
He was posting earlier on, he's well in within a chance of a win here through Dunsport. Back out on the start and finish straight. Look at Scott Stanley. Paddy McColgan in fifth with a 1:18.3. Dean Graham in sixth with a 1:17.9. Then we have Conor McGuire seventh, Conor Curtis eighth, 9th is Niall Monaghan, 10th is Darragh Ward, and 11th Mark Shields. Then we have, unfortunately, we've lost Tom Oliver there around the track, but he is up and A-OK, which is great to hear. So down through Fairways 2 is still Brett McCallum from William Young in through Ringawati. But look at Scott Clements now. So Scott Clements is really on it and he's pushing towards these first. So this is going to be a really hot lap here from Scott Clements. And look at that mistake at the rock. Brad McCallum has quickly and as especially down behind us here. Scott Clements again closing up that gap now with 0.7 back and William Young. William Young was 0.3 on that Ducati, so it looks like and Sunsport back out onto the starting finish as they were the last lap. Brett McCallum, William Young, Scott Clements William Young good over there, top line. Going to make a move into the first. Oh, Brett McCallum. Out-dragged him to the first corner. To the first corner as nice as you can, just closing them back in again through Dunford, but it's the drive that William Young is able to get out on the start and finish straight. Trying everything, trying absolutely everything to get close back on. It does run in the family. Starting to turn away now. Again, still up the front. I remember Brett McCallum, and we heard Philip McCallum as well, having good races with Derek Young back in the day. And of course, those get up towards the Sunsport. Brett pushing the front end, that ZX10. It seems to be pushing him a wee bit wide into the back end. This is the last chance then. A 1:14.7 for McCallum.
So you can see the last lap.
The screen this time round, and he's starting to open that gap on William Young. Oh, Brad McCallum running a wee bit wide, running deep. William Young up the inside and has to push Brad McCallum out wide, nearly out onto the grass. But it was a clean move. They were leaning on each other through Ringawati. Again, Brad McCallum. William Young was handed second place, and Brad McCallum had to settle for third, round wide at the chicane and wide. Conor McGuire said,
So that's the end of this race. That's the Evergreen Paul Cronson with the